Tri-Star fans, welcome to this video. By the way, the picture I'm using for this part of the video are from online. So this is a picture of a frog. I wanted to have a amphibia creature for my species of reverse, but I only really knew one amphibia creature, frogs. They're pretty common to use as a amphibia creature. So I'm going to make a reverse creature based off a frog. I saw that some frogs have little blob bodies with like frog legs and have big heads. That some frogs stand up. I know this is a Pokemon. I'm using this as reference. I'm not drawing any of these pictures, okay? I know this is a Pokemon. I saw that some frogs are in action poses or just like normal frogs. I know this is a Pokemon again. I'm not drawing it exactly. I'm making my own frog design. I'm just using these pictures as reference. I also want to make something based off the baby versions of frogs, tadpoles. But this tadpole is a frog tadpole. I wouldn't be using this design. It's a little strange. That's more like what a normal tadpole looks like. I'll probably just add things that are based off the adult frog version or like kid teenager version to just add to the tadpole. So it looks more unique than just a frog tadpole in the real world. Let's get to drawing now. So now we're drawing the furry reverse creature in this little series. Not little, because I'll probably just have more. I'll probably just make more reverse creatures, but this should be a two-parter. So yeah, I'm drawing it with spike horns and little little antlers. Here's the section where I'll tell you about this reverse creature. Also has a tadpole tail. This reverse creature called a hopper are of the amphibias of the reverse. I just realized I gave all my reverse creatures today. I drew different species, types. We got reptile, fish, amphibia, and mammal. That might give you some hints. So now I'm doing the color scheme of purple and blue. Ocean hoppers live in the oceans. They are hanging out with ocean creatures. They normally live in the oceans, but also can live on land. Live by the land that's normally live by islands that are near the ocean. Hoppers, just in general, swing by sticking their tongue out and using their tongue as like a rope to swing them to place. Most creatures don't like this because they find it disgusting. Honestly, it would be disgusting tasting a tree. That would be gross. Ocean hoppers are blue and purple. They swim around and hop like frogs. They can either hop around or swing around or walk around. They just like to have those interchangeably normally when they're walking somewhere. So yeah. Their tongues are really long, but I didn't really want to make their tongue long because they're not in a general pose. And warning, I will have that in one of the hopper designs, so I'm sorry. This is the one I was talking about, where they don't have exactly rare ones, but they have a different type for each body of water. Oceans is this one. So yeah. And I'm now drawing the baby version of it. This is like a tadpole, but it's called a baby hopper. They live in the water. So yeah, this is a baby hopper. And I'm drawing this like baby portions of the adult hopper or kid hopper. It probably is there when it is like a teenager. So that's still technically as kid. Has the same colors, the eyes are on the face instead of on top of the head. The tongue doesn't have the two split. and it's had the same tail, which actually normal frogs loses. But hoppers actually have it, which may actually make some better swimmers. So this is a cute little baby hopper. Honestly, I think it turned out pretty cute, honestly. This is the first picture of a hopper, the ocean hopper, and the baby hopper ocean. I think they're really, really cute. They're super cute, and I really like them. So this is gonna be a river hopper. These hoppers live in rivers and hang out with creatures that live in rivers. I try to make their silhouettes different from the ocean hopper, but these ones are not that different for them. They are the same species, so they also work the same. They're just different color schemes and basically a different type of it. River hoppers live in rivers. River hoppers swim around the area, unlike ocean hoppers do. They also don't live near islands, because islands don't really exist in rivers. Except they do, and I'm missing a point, but this is my own world, so islands don't exist in the rivers in this world. They normally live around the islands, around the land, around the rivers, reverse, like the land near the rivers. They also are not afraid of waterfalls, except when they're trying to sail their boat on it. So, and they see a waterfall come, and they're like, ah! Then they're scared. But normally when they're swimming across and see a waterfall, they're completely fine, because they're used to them. They go across waterfalls all the time. Now I'm coloring the red belly before I color the baby hopper of the river hopper. This is a little baby river hopper. They only live in water and only spend their life in rivers. Like the ocean baby hoppers only spend their life in oceans. Now, you can't find these in the ocean. You only can find the rivers. That's why they're called river hoppers. And I'm just doing the outline of the baby hoppers. I know what else to talk about than the drawing. Because those are the only things really unique to, ocean hoppers are not afraid of waves. Even when people are not, because they're good ocean swimmers. But river frogs are, and all the other water type hoppers, not frogs, are waves. And here's the little baby hopper getting some little outlines. It's super cute. I'm getting in some outlines. It's going like very slow. I did not really make it with my voice that slow. I'm just getting the outlines, and I don't know what else to talk about. This is a picture of the river hopper, and right next to it is a river baby hopper. Honestly, they're both really cute, and they turned out pretty great. Well, here we go. The last type of the hoppers. This is gonna be the pond hopper. Pond hoppers are normally energetic little hoppers. Their silhouette is a little bit more different with this square scale, and then they also have a tail that's a little bit more spiky. Sorry, there's a long tongue in this design. I'm sorry, just trying to give it a little energetic. Pond frogs are a little bit more energetic than the river frogs. Hoppers. And I'm going to be drawing the baby pond hopper right now. Which basically just has the same things It also has a little energetic as well because they're also more energetic than the river hoppers and river hoppers and ocean hoppers. Pond hoppers are a little bit more energetic than the river hoppers and ocean hoppers. Just by like animals. Also, some can be less energetic than others because this is just a species thing. This is not a character thing. Hoppers. Pond hoppers live in ponds. They are also smaller than the other type of hoppers. Ocean hoppers and river hoppers are taller and bigger than pond hoppers. And then also, pond hoppers live in ponds, and they become friends. And they have sometimes chaotic adventures. But not all of them act chaotic. Just some of them do. With fellow weavers, creatures that live in ponds. They like to use lily pads as surfboards, and like to surf across the water even though there's no waves. And sometimes likes to balance on them, or to jump on them. And sometimes they like to use them as platform game as well. Depends on the pond hopper. They are terrified of waves and waterfalls, so they are immediately terrified when they see one. So yeah, I'm coloring the green color. It was a very saturated color in my Dizzle version, so I tried to copy that. So I didn't really get it correct, but it's okay. It was a good attempt. I'm sorry for the long tongues. I want to give it like a pose, and I know these frogs have long tongues, so I tried it, and I wish I just made it a little shorter, like in the Dizzle version, so I deeply apologize. That's like the only regret with this drawing. The rest of it turned out pretty good. So yeah. Then we're just going to color all the rest of it green. The green was inspired by sometimes what ponds are colored by. Colored by a green. So I decided to make a saturated green. The ponds are normally pretty dirty. I don't know if these ponds are dirty or not, but in real life, I think they are. Which is why I thought this color scheme. And that's what I thought for the pond hopper. Honestly, I quite like the design of the pond hopper. Honestly, it's pretty cute. And I like how it's like the little kid of the two versions. But not fictionally. But like, this kind of this younger one. It's not fictionally younger of them. But it's like, this acts younger. This is completely fine. But not every frog, but not every hopper, pond hopper is going to act the same. Because remember, these are different species, and they have different personalities. Because not every species is the same for every single species. Like, not every single person is the same, even though they're all the same species. So that's what I'm getting to. Not every pond hopper is going to be the same. I'm also coloring the baby, the tadpole. Honestly, it's super cute. I like it. I like its little energetic mouth. And the tongue will not bother anyone because it's pretty small. Yeah. These hoppers do have long tongues. And also grab their tongues for food. So yeah. I don't know what else to explain specific to the pond hopper. So yeah, I'm just displaying the color schemes of them, coloring them. Honestly, I think they're pretty adorable and cute. And give an energetic vibe, which is what I was going for. So yeah, that's a good thing. Here is a picture of a pond hopper. I gave it a little playful pose because they're normally more playful than the other two hoppers. And it looks pretty cute, and I like the pose. It turned out pretty great. And then we got the little baby hopper pond. And honestly, pretty cute. I like how it has a little playful pose, but it's not really playful. It's just expressing, it's a little bit more playful than the other baby hoppers. Honestly, I think it turned out pretty good. Here is a digital picture that I made of a pond hopper. Honestly, it's pretty cute, same playful pose, but it's on the lily pad, and it was the original colors that I bought for the pond hopper, but I couldn't really get around the color pencil version, so yeah, the paper version, because I did use some markers. And here's a little baby hopper version. Honestly, the tongue's not completely correct, but that's okay. It's like surfing on a lily pad. It's like in a different pose, but honestly, it's pretty cute. These are some pictures I found online, so I'm not copying them. I'm just using from a reference. Just keep them in mind. So the next species reverse creature I'll be doing is based off a elephant, which is the first actually creature it's based off of. It's based off a little elephant. This is the second animal that the next reverse species is based off of. It's a mammoth, a earth animal that's not alive anymore. This is the second creature that the fourth reverse animal is based off of. Now, we're going to describe the last reverse species that we're making today. Not the last reverse species ever, because this is definitely not the last one. This is based off an elephant and a mammoth. I tried to make it look like that combination, but I kept making it look like an elephant. So yeah, once I get to the design, I try to match it between an elephant and a mammoth. So yeah, it turned out more like an elephant than I expected. So I just erased the whole entire thing like, oh well, I made a mistake. Let me just throw in the trash and do it again. Not do it again, but just redo it. And try again, because this concept was first hard for me. I just couldn't get it right. And here it is. I recorded until I got it right. Now I'll explain about this creature. Now this is a Eeloth, which is this reverse creature's name. A Eeloth is a creature that normally lives in grass and lives in desert caves. And the reason why it lives in desert caves is because its fur can overheat Eeloths, and they don't want to overheat. And the reason why they don't live in cold areas, their fur is simply not warm enough to keep them through the cold weathers of the cold areas. So they will freeze. And Eeloths want to avoid that. The color scheme for this first most common Eeloth type is orange and blue, which is a similar type of color schemes of one of my characters, Tiger. That was not all his colors, but it's okay to have similar color schemes with a different character. Honestly, this is from a whole other world that Tiger's from. We're talking more about the creatures now. These little creatures use elephant trunks as hands, and also they squirt out water to cool them down. Also, they squirt out water to clean themselves and also to drink. They also use their ears as hands, but they use trunks more often because their hands just has a hard time reaching things, you know? So yeah. Also, Eeloths can remember so many things from the past. Normal reverse creatures can remember things from the past like humans can. But Eeloth can remember the whole entire babyhood clearly when it's a full adult. Now that sounds crazy. It can remember its whole childhood clearly when it's pretty old. So yeah, it has a super good memory, which it gets inspired from elephants, because elephants have pretty good memories. So yeah, finishing up the color scheme, and honestly, this is the first picture of a Eeloth, one of the reverse creatures. Honestly, I think it turned out pretty cute, and I like the color scheme. Honestly, I think this creature is very cute. And now we're going to the second most common type of Eeloths. I like the name Eeloth, even though it's a combination of sloth and not mammoth. We just couldn't find a cute combination that sounded like a cute name for it. So that's why we went with Eeloth, was elephant and sloth instead. So yeah, we're just drawing the side view of a Eeloth, which they're probably almost walking in. They walk on grass, normally, and sometimes they walk on rocks, so they don't normally fall on rocks. But they're very bad walking in sand and snow. They normally sink in it. They just don't sink in it like quicksand, but like, they don't just walk fast in it. They walk very slow in it, and they're normal speakers. They don't go super fast like cheetahs, or go super slow like turtles. They're just normal speed. But they're not very good at jumping, and their trunks are not very good swinging. So don't put them in any swinging or jumping competitions. Jumping competition horses, do not put them in them. Swinging competitions with maybe monkeys, just don't throw them in there. You'll get them hurt. And I don't think you want to get Eeloth hurt. Picking up the color schemes. This is a second picture of a Eeloth. Honestly, I think the color scheme is pretty good, and honestly, it's pretty cute. The side view I like. I think it's a pretty cute little drawing. Great job. So this is the most rare type of Eeloth. So I have one more thing to describe about Eeloths. Eeloths like to explore around the territory, and they normally know things that other Eeloths don't. Eeloths normally have, not normally, but are more common to get a condition, a earth condition called autism, which is basically a condition that kind of makes your brain work differently. Now I can talk about autism because I have it. So maybe I'll feel home with Eeloths, but today is not a lesson about me. Today is a lesson about Eeloths, so no. So yeah. It doesn't mean it's impossible to get other good Eeloths are impossible to get other conditions. So they can get any conditions. It's more common for them to get autism than most conditions, that's pretty surprising because color blindness is colorblind is very common to get in all reverse species. So autism beats that for Eeloths. So yeah. Another condition can begin with any reverse species, okay? So we all feel included here. I'm not trying to make anyone feel unincluded, okay? this one's commonly, it's just a condition more common than the rest of the species. Now, getting back to the drawing. That's the last thing I think I have for Eeloths. And this Eeloth rare coloring is very rare, of course. It's rare like a shiny Pokemon, a brown panda, a blue axolotl. So yeah, it has purple fur and green skin, and also rare Eeloths, guess what? They glow in the dark at night. Now their fur does not glow in the dark, but their skin does. So they normally glow in green areas. So if you ever find a glowing Eeloth, you know it's the rare kind. So glowing Eeloths do not spawn that often, because, yeah, well, they don't spawn. And it's just a random chance to get into rare types. So your parents don't have to be a rare type for you to be a rare type. For any rare types. So that's actually a pretty cool thing, because the most common, and we said by parents to be a common one, to have you have the common type as well. So yeah. So we're just finishing up the color schemes. Honestly, I think this color scheme's turning out pretty cute. I like how it's spelling out water that's orange, because reverse water is orange, and so that Eeloths do that. And it's coloring the water in and coloring the eye blue. Here's a third picture of the Eeloth, the last picture of this video. Honestly, this picture looks really cute, and I think it turns out pretty great. The color scheme is good, and I like how the water is coming out of the trunk. Honestly, I think it's a pretty cute design. This is the end of the video. These were all the pictures I drew, and I hope you enjoy all of them. I hope you liked the designs, and I hope you had fun watching this video. If you did watch part 1, I hope you enjoyed that video as well. So make sure you like, make sure to subscribe, make sure to ring the bell. Bye fans! Hope you enjoyed this video.